famous founder of this tradition, the ancestor of all the schools of Mahayana from Tibet to Japan, is Nagarjuna, the dragon prince, but also called the second Buddha by Mahayanists and the presenter of Shunyata philosophy, and certainly the most influential propounder of the Shunyata philosophy. And let's take a look at some of the arguments to give you an idea what is this emptiness or zero-ness. In his Mula Madhyamaka Karikas, or stanzas on the root of the middle way, the Buddha uses an analogy of fire and fuel to mind, fire and fuel, body. And so in that argument, he points out at what exact point does the fuel give rise to the fire? And the question arises, if the fire emerges from the fuel, is it the same as the fuel or different? Clearly we can touch the fuel and we cannot touch the fire. They would seem to be different. And yet the fire is dependent on the fuel, and so there can be no fire without it. So are they the same? There's an argument for that. Many Greek and Indian philosophies will say that the world we see is just the changing of one substance. But for the Mahayana Buddhists, we can say they are not the same, body and mind, fire and fuel, nor are they different because of their inherent connection, nor are they the same and different at the same time, because these two states would cancel each other out. And neither are they not the same nor different at the same time, because, for example, in this fourth limb of what is known as the tetralemma, the four limbs of Buddhist reasoning, point to a final option. To say that they're neither the same nor different is to point to the world of words, where I can say my mind is different from my body. So that fourth limb opens up the world of conventional truth, which in the Madhyamaka or middle way school of Nagarjuna is still truth. So for Mahayana Buddhists, it's not about truth versus falsehood. It's about levels of truth, and even a lie is true insofar as people believe it. So the mind and body are not the same, but they're not different. They can't be both, but they're not neither either. That is the negation of Nagarjuna's own argument. And some will say, and have said, he negates his own view by negating the distinction of entities in our world. But that is exactly his goal. He wants to negate the idea, the aspects of what my teacher, Dr. Yamada, called entical thinking. Thinking in terms of real, concrete articles and objects, rather than this empty energy vortex we're in that has no self or permanence.